Yes, you really need to know everything about your spouse. Hi, I'm Jim Hacking, immigration lawyer practicing law throughout the United States at our offices in St. Louis, San Diego, and Washington, D.C. Hope you're doing well. I wanted to shoot this video to talk about marriage-based green cards, marriage-based immigrant visas. Those are cases where the U.S. citizen or green card holder spouse is in the United States and the foreign nationals overseas, and also the adjustment part that we mentioned earlier. So, in these scenarios, you are trying to get an immigration benefit from the U.S. federal government based on a marriage. And it is your burden, it is your obligation, and it is only your responsibility to prove to the satisfaction of the immigration officer or the State Department that your marriage is legitimate. And the way that you do that is by knowing everything about your spouse. I've been surprised by how often people ask us on our Immigration Answers live show how much they need to know about their spouse. It actually comes up a surprising amount. Now, most of the time, when people are married, they love each other, they deep dive into each other, they want to know everything about each other, but sometimes people hold things back. You can't afford to hold things back when you are going through the immigration process. If an immigration officer knows something about your spouse and you don't know about it and it gets brought up at your interview, this can be catastrophic. So I've heard people say, well, I don't know anything about his ex-wife, or I don't know anything about her ex-husband. This is dangerous territory. You need to know everything about the case, because if you don't, the officer is going to conclude that you don't really know that much about your spouse, and then they start wondering, is this marriage even legitimate? Do these people even love each other? Are these people even in a valid marriage, or was this done just to get an immigration benefit? So you need to know them backwards and forwards. And I'm not just talking about dates and significant life events. I'm talking about everything. You need to know, what their favorite color is, where they went to grade school, who their best friend is, because you never know what the officer is going to ask. They're very creative in coming up with questions at the interview to find out if you really know your spouse well. So if you're getting ready to go through the immigration process, or if you're wanting to call our office to complain about how long your case is taking, use that time, use that energy in a different way by really getting to know your spouse. You should do all kinds of talking and deep diving and brainstorming and just making sure that you know everything about your spouse. I'm not talking about gaming the system. I'm not talking about making up fake answers. I'm talking about really, really knowing the person that you're married and that you say you want to spend the rest of your life together because you're in love. Hope this makes sense. Don't forget that if you want to get if you're going through the marriage-based process and you want to get our evidence list for marriage-based cases, you can just go to hackinglawpractice.com/marital-evidence, marital, MARITAL-evidence. And you can download our free guide on all the evidence that you need to gather and submit in support of a green card or overseas spouse case. Hope you find this helpful. If you did, give us a call, 314-961-8200. You can email us, info@hackinglawpractice.com. Be sure to join us in our Facebook group. It's called Immigrant Home. We're well over 5,000 or 6,000 members in there. We'd love to have you join us. And then don't forget our YouTube channel. You should subscribe and sign up for alerts. That way you'll find out whenever we're going live, which we're doing about 4 or 5 days a week. And that you will be able to join us on our Immigration Answer Show so that we can answer any immigration questions that you might have and want to share with the world. Thanks a lot, and have a great day.